Hello, welcome back to my channel. In previous video, we discussed about Python OOPS. We understood what is class, what is object, how to write a class, how to access the object, and how to access the methods from object. Okay. So in this video, we'll be discussing more about the another major concept in Python OOPS. Basically, it's a inheritance. Okay. Inheritance. Okay, so why we need to learn inheritance? Okay, so what is the use case of this? Okay, so before we jump into that, so we'll understand where and all these inheritance concepts use. Okay, so this inheritance concept used mainly in most of the frameworks. Okay, either it be Selenium or Appium, Playwright frameworks, or any development applications. Let's assume we have a Django or a Flask applications. So during the application development also, we use this inheritance concept. Okay. So uh, by the end of this video, you will be learning the major things as like what is inheritance, why we use inheritance, uh, different type of inheritance available in Python. Example like single inheritance, multi-level, multiple, and many other things. Okay. Then we'll discuss about method overriding. Okay, and also we'll discuss about super function. Okay, so these are the main key concepts what we are going to learn in this today's video. Okay. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so what is inheritance? Okay, so inheritance is nothing but we know in real world what is meaning of inheritance. Okay, so my father has some properties. Okay, so those after my father, so I will be the person who is going to inherit. I'm going to use those properties, right? So let's assume my father has a house. Okay, so that house is inherited from him to me. Okay, it means I am the owner of that property. It's not only house, maybe land, car, whatever. So these are all inherited properties. Okay, so similarly, this kind of a properties, Python also supports this inheritance concept. Okay, so the idea of this concept is we don't have to write or repeat same properties. Okay, again and again in a while developing some codes. Okay, so in this case, we'll have a classes. Okay, with a parent. Assume. Okay, let's write some code. Okay, class. I'll say parent. Okay, so here what I do. Sorry. So here what I do for now, I'll just give a pass. Okay, similarly, have a class as a child. Okay, so here I'm going to do. Okay, so this is my class. Okay, so this is my class as a parent, and this is another class. It's a child. So what it is, it's a parent class. This is a child class, which is taking all the properties from parent class. Okay, so this is how we are going to write the inheritance. Okay, this is just an example, basic inheritance and how it looks. So here I'm writing parent class. Here I'm doing child class. Okay, so now let's see how to use these things. Okay, this is how we are going to write. So before understanding deeper into these concepts, let's see how to let's see how to why we need these classes, this inheritance. Okay, let's assume have a class of a car. Okay, so I will say car means I will have a property or a method start. So what it will do, I'll say car start or start a car. Okay. Similarly, I will have one more class, say bike. Okay. So definition here also will have bike class. This is another class. This is another class, but method is same. So what we are doing is we are rewriting the same code multiple times. Okay. So if I have something else, let's say Jeep, tractor, lorry, or something, any other things. Okay. So for each and every vehicle, will be rewriting this same code again and again. Okay. So once I do this, my code it will not look good. Okay. So in order to avoid this repetitive code, so we came across inheritance where we will be reusing all other codes, all other methods. Okay. So how we can avoid this thing of a rewriting code. Okay. So now what I do, I'll just comment these lines. We'll see class vehicle. Okay. So I'll say start. Okay. So here I will print vehicles started. Okay. Similarly, now what I do, I'll say car and I will import all the, so I will import all the properties from vehicle. Okay. So initially, if you see here in this code, we are writing start method for each vehicle. But now what I'm doing, I'm saying I'm defining a parent class, and inside the parent class, I will return something. This is my property. So now car is vehicle and it is going to take all the properties of from its parent. Okay. So now here I will do stop. Okay. Now I will print car start. Okay. So now we know how to take an object of this. I will say object one onto car vehicle. Okay. So if I see object one, okay. So if I see object one, so what I will have, you can see I will not have all other, I will have only start method. Okay. So similarly, what I do, I will set object 2 is equal to car. Here, I'll try to print. I'll try to print the methods available in this car. So now let's see. I have, you can see I can take both stop and start. Okay. So let's say I'm taking both object 2 dot stop. So if I run this, you can say here initially vehicle started is nothing but this one. Okay. So now I reassigned this car class to object 2. In object 2 can access both start and stop. Okay. But if you see, I nowhere I declare start in class vehicle. Okay. Class car. Okay. But I can access the start method which is available in vehicle. Okay. So this is how what I'm doing. This is my child class and it is inheriting the properties from parent class. Okay. So this is how we are going to reuse multiple. We can reuse the code. Okay. So I hope you understand how to write parent class and child class. Okay. So similarly, now let's understand. Okay, so whatever we did, it's a single inheritance. Okay, single inheritance. What we are doing, have a single parent class and single child class, I'm taking everything. Okay, this is a single inheritance. So now let's see how to have multi-level inheritance. Okay, so when you say multi-level inheritance, so basically now until now we discussed only like I'm taking from my some property from father. Okay, but there is also we have grandfather. Okay, my grandfather. So my grandfather gives some properties to my father and my father is giving to me. Okay, this is what called multi-level inheritance. Okay, so to see multi-level inheritance, we'll take a example. Okay, how this multi-level inheritance work. Okay, so it's not like I will be taking only some properties from my father, whereas I will be getting some of the properties from my grandfather also. Okay, so let's say to do that, we'll take another class. Okay, we'll consider animal. Okay, so animal will have, it will eat, right? So we'll consider it as a eat. Okay, so I'll say, right, animal is eating. Now in animal, we have a different thing. Okay, so now we'll say class mammal, and I will take all the properties from animal. Here I will say walk. Okay, so here I will say mammal is walking. Similarly, I will take another function, say dog. So now what I will do, I will take mammal. Okay, I will take all the properties from mammal. Okay, here I will say uh, so when I say dark, it barks. So I will take it as a bark. So dog is barking. So if you see, first parent class animal is a parent class. It mammal is a child class and dog is also another child class. What it is doing, mammal is taking all the properties from animal, okay, from the parent, and again dog, it is considering mammal as a parent, whereas this mammal again it is taking all the properties from animal. Okay, so now if I go and check object 2 dog, okay, let's print object 2 dot. See, now this object 2, nothing but my dog class, it is taking all the methods available in animal and mammal. Okay, so you can see, so if I do yield, okay, so let's run this. It's saying animal is eating, but nowhere it is defined in between mammal, but whereas it is in animal. So this is called multi-level inheritance. Okay, multi-level inheritance. Okay, so similarly, now we'll see how to do multiple inheritance. Okay, so what is multiple inheritance? Okay, let's see multiple inheritance. Okay, so this is nothing but it will not, I will not take property only in from my grandfather, father, and me. So what I do, I can take both properties. Let's say I have some property from my mother and some properties from my father. Okay, so these are the two different classes, and I'm taking all properties from both of them. Okay, so to write this, uh, let's consider class A. Okay, here, sorry, class A. Here I will say, I'll just write test. Okay, or test method from class A. Similarly, I'll create one more class B. Here I'll say print test method from class B. Now I'm going to write class C, but here what I do, I will take both the properties, okay, A comma B. So now print, so before that definition, test, print, test method from class C. Okay. So now if you see what I'm doing is I've written class A, class B. These are two different parent class. And this is my child class where it is taking both properties from parent A and parent B. So if I try to print object 3 is equal to C. Okay. So let's see what it print. Okay. So now, okay, I will modify test 1, test 2. Okay. So if I run this, so basically it is taking from class C. So now I will do same thing, object 3 dot test 1. Also object 3 of test 2. So if I run this, we can see I can able to access both the properties from class A, class B and class C. Okay. So this is called multiple inheritance. Basically I can access both the value from both the properties from class A and class B. Okay. So this is how we define multiple inheritance. Now we'll see method overriding. Okay. So to do this, what I do, class gex. Okay. Sorry, class x. Here I will say definition. So I will use same thing, test. Okay. So now I'll do print test method from class X. Okay. So now I will do class Y. So definition, I will say print. Okay. So now what we are doing here? Okay. So in some cases, I don't have to use some properties from parent. So for that, what I do, I need to override. I need to override that property in my child class. Okay. It means if my father might be calm, okay, but I'm not calm, okay. So in that case, so this I will not belong to the same property. I'm not putting the same property. So for that reason, what I'm doing, I'm overriding it. Okay. So now how to override? I'm using the same function name or method name, but with a different logic. Okay. So now if I see object 3 is to y. So I'll try to object 3 dot test. If you see test is a method, it is available both in class X and class Y. Okay. So here I will try to import the functionality of that. I do inheritance. Now let me run. You can see I inherited a property from my parent, but I'm overriding it so that I can have my phone properties here. So that is my test method from Y. Okay. So this is how we are going to reuse. This is how we are going to do method overriding. Okay. So now let's understand. Okay. Yeah, I think that's all for this video. So I will cover few more topics in upcoming videos. That is quite advanced topic. So for that, I will create separate video to understand more. Okay. So hope you like this video. If you like, please share, subscribe this channel. Thank you.